In this encounter I felt I should ask the Lord serious question. I said, Lord, I want to know. I want you to tell me personally the story of Lucifer. I wanted the depth of Lucifer's mysteries. At that exact moment, God spoke to me, Flavia, I'm going to tell you all the mysteries and secrets of Lucifer. There is a hierarchy in heaven, and the hierarchy of heaven works like this. First is God, and in God are three persons. Understand, God is three persons. In God is the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Never forget that. When I speak of God, I am speaking of the Father, I am speaking of the Son, and the Spirit. God is triune. I asked, Lord, who is above all here in heaven after you? The Lord spoke to me, Flavia, after me, it is Michael. I asked, Lord, how is Michael after you? He said, Michael took Lucifer's place. I asked, who was Lucifer? The Lord said Lucifer was the supreme ruler of his kingdom, after the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Pay attention, I'm going to go very slowly so you can take everything. Lucifer was the governor. Michael took Lucifer's place when Lucifer had become corrupted. After Lucifer's rebellion, God had brought another celestial being called Michael. His name means who is equal to God, who can take my throne, who can steal my greatness. This is to remind Lucifer that no one is like God. Then, the Lord told me, after Michael who had replaced Lucifer, Metatron comes next. I said, Lord, does the angel Metatron exist? Who is Metatron? The Lord said Metatron is the angel after Michael, so, Lucifer was in the upper class. Took care of all the other angels. He was the one who led, he was like Michael. Who is one of the most faithful angels, very faithful to God. Who worships God very delicately. The Lord was talking to me about the hierarchy of heaven, not the angelic classes, not the angelic legions, but the hierarchy of heaven. Michael is the highest class of all the angels that exist in heaven. He is the angel who is above all, after God. Michael governs all the heavens and the earth. And he also governs the legion of angels of spiritual warfare, spiritual battle, which are the archangels, which is his class. After Michael comes Metatron. The Lord said, Metatron's mission is to take care of war equipment. He is in charge of all kinds of armors and weaponry. He is the one who prepares them. He has a legion of angels who deal with weapon and all kinds of celestial tools. I said, Lord, I've heard that Metatron is Enoch. The Lord said, Metatron is the angel who worked directly with Enoch. Some called Metatron Enoch because Enoch worked with this angel. He is an angel who was sent to earth to fulfill the first trumpet. So Metatron worked with Enoch like the angel Nonimim of the end time that the Lord gave me. After Metatron came the leader of the legion of angels of Seraphim, leader of the legion of angels Cherubim. Lucifer was the oldest spirit among the other angels. His mission was to lead all the other angels to worship, celebrate and take care of God's things. The Lord said angels do not worship God out of routine or obligation, they worship God willingly. God said that angels are not robots. They are beings endowed with intelligence and understanding. So they worship God freely, spontaneously, exposed to the glory of God. Angels worship not like on earth. Angels work for God out of passion, out of love, out of gentleness, and out of reverence for the glory and grace of God. They are a very high dynasty of intelligence, and also that they worship God with pleasure as they contemplate God's majesty, power and grace. Then I asked, Lord, but why did Lucifer become corrupted? The Lord said to me, look, angels have consciousness and will. Within Lucifer there was something higher than in the other angels, a greater hierarchy of understanding, of greater intelligence to be able to lead all the other angels and to govern the heavens. But Lucifer became corrupted in his heart because of the power and grace that manifested in him. The Lord said, I already knew that Lucifer could become corrupted, but for him to become corrupted in this way, it is his heart decision and free will to take that road. I had given him the choice, to receive so much grace, but to remain firm in me. But even so, Lucifer, despite so much grace, so much power, he chose his way. He made a deliberate choice. After making this negative and evil choice, That's how he began to turn things around in heaven. And the war began. I asked the Lord what was the classes of angels that were corrupted by Lucifer. The Lord told me, Lucifer had taken at least the third part of my children. All these angels that he took from heaven to earth and hell, were mostly low in the hierarchy and protocol, angels that supervised the paradise, angels that were guardian of celestial songs. Lucifer had corrupted most of the angels who were under him. Angels from higher class that joined his revolution were few. These high-class angels are legions of darkness, like Asmodeus, Abaddon, Apollyon. I asked, Lord, tell me why Lucifer have the ability to influence all the angels? The Lord said it is simply because Lucifer had the key to worship among the angels, the key to the service of the angels. Thus all the angels depended on him. The Lord made angel as if they were a compass, or rather, as if it were a history book for people to follow and see how they were going to do things. They had to listen to what Lucifer said, for they were under his authority. That's why it was easy for Lucifer to have influence over them. And I asked, Lord, tell me, of all the evil thing Lucifer has done to you, what is the worst act that most cause you sorrow? The most daring question I asked God, what is the heaviest thing that you still haven't overcome since Lucifer started hurting you? When I asked that question, God turned into fire. The Bible says that he is a consuming fire. He turned into fire and said, there's nothing I can't overcome, my son. I said, glory to God. But is there anything that Lucifer did that still hurts you to this day? He said, the thing that has hurt me the most to this day is what he did to my servants on earth, that he imprisoned some of my servants. And the greatest evil he did to me is to have taken my children. God was calling the angels his children when he said, when he took my children from me, I felt pain because I missed them. It was the greatest pain that God has felt losing angelic children after Lucifer rebellion. He said to me, the greatest pain I still feel is Lucifer having led astray and taken my children to perdition, to the works of darkness. He led my children to his greed. I said, Lord, how did you overcome that loss of so many children? The Lord replied, to overcome this situation, what I did was that I had made a replica of the angels that had fallen and cast out of heaven. I made a replica in heaven of those who fell. There is in heaven copy of angels that have fallen. This is in order to overcome the pain caused by Lucifer. Thus there are replica of these angels that had fallen, angels who were made by God himself to take the place of the fallen, to lessen the feeling of that pain of losing children, who had listened to Lucifer. But that's how free will began. God said, tell everyone to listen. Free will is a question I asked in the kingdom of heaven when the war began. I asked the angelic world to make a choice between Lucifer and me. Which side do you want to be on? Lucifer or on my side? The side of light or the side of darkness? The world of angels had to make a choice, and decisions were made, for the Lord revealed that there were 3 decisions. The choices made by the angelic world. Understand that when I placed man in the Garden of Eden, that's meant that I placed him under the free will to choose. That's why I placed the plant of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, so that man can choose, because I wanted to be chosen. Then the Lord spoke, so in heaven there were 3 decisions made by angels. The first decision and choice was angels that chose Satan, and were cast down. But there was the second category that stayed on my side. The third choice and decision made by angels neither to be on my side, nor to be on the side of Lucifer. These angels wanted to be neutral. I said, Lord, I didn't know that there was a group of angels that decided to be neutral. And that the heaven was divided in 3, the third group of angels neither chosen God nor Lucifer. The Lord said, since this group decided to be neutral, I decided to force them to make decision. They cannot remain in the middle. And over the centuries I sent Earth from one generation to another to be born as a human so that they can be tested. I sent them to be born on earth to make choice and prove whether they want me or not. They were whole neutral during Lucifer revolution in heaven. I said, Lord, really, are there many angels in human form on earth? The Lord said, yes, there are angels that I sent to earth who are there to make the decision of which side they want to be on. If they want me, They must fight the devil, sin and the world and prove that want me. Those who want to prove that they want to be with me, they can fight the devil with the blood of Jesus. These angels will fight with their lives to prove that they want me. Then the Lord said, on earth there are 4 types of beings. There are human beings, angelic beings that have human form, there are demons that walk the earth, and there are hybrids. 4 species populate the earth: human beings, angelic beings in human form, demons in human form, and hybrids. If you are a human being or an angel in human form, then your mission is to prove on earth that you chose me, that I am all that matter, and that you are separated from the devil, sin and the world. You must, until the last drop of your life, until the last blood of your life, you need to make the decision of which side you choose. The Lord continue and say, for that reason there are many people on earth who are angels who remain neutral during the war in heaven. They are here to prove allegiance to God. The second ones are human, the descendant of Adam. They are born on earth to make choice between God and Lucifer. Others are demons, and hybrids. These last 2 are doomed, for there is no plan of redemption for Lucifer and his demon. Brother, in the next videos I will reveal to you the secret of the hybrids, more deeply about the greatest struggle that God told me about, the greatest struggle that is happening on earth. When Lucifer lost the war, I commanded Michael to send him out, to put him under the earth. Because they were many of the demons that prowling around the Garden of Eden. When Lucifer and his demon angels fell, I had taken all their stars from them, because each angel, and each human I created has a star that shines. And fallen angels that became demon were transformed to darkness only because the stars that I had placed in them was withdrew. So, the horrifying face you see of the fallen angels and demons, are faces of those who lost their star. So I took my stars from all the angels who fell, including Lucifer himself. I took their stars and placed them on humans. So, Lucifer, with all the anger of seeing what the Lord has took from them, decided assault against descendant of Adam to steal their stars, because you must understand, for men and women to have any ability, talent, stature, grace, it is through their stars. These fallen angels made the decision to revolt as they lost these star and heaven. Their revolt is now against humans on earth to remove them from my presence. For the star that is in humans is what they are hunting. It is with these stars that they are working on. They do many things in the spiritual world with these stars. I asked a difficult question to the Lord: why did you allow Satan to enter the serpent and make all that mess? Why did you let Adam and Eve fall? The Lord said, for Adam and Eve to fall, it was through cunning. I allowed Satan to enter the serpent so that he would test the submission, obedience and faithfulness of Adam and Eve. What mattered to me is their free will and the ability to choose freely. It was another opportunity for them to choose between life and death, but Adam and Eve failed the third test. The day they failed the test, we all remained silent, heaven was silent, and I said, Lord, why didn't you stop it? Why did you not stop the fall of Adam and Eve? You could have stopped. He said, Son, I can't stop the tests that I allowed in the life of my children. If I prevent the tests, the worship they will give me will not be pure. For the worship to be pure, the children must be tested. So, if I prevented them from eating the fruit, I wouldn't have true worship, they wouldn't truly serve me, because they would always be like this. He will protect me. So my son Flavio, remember that every time Satan brings his evil proposal to you, you are under a test of the same kind that Adam and Eve were under. But many of you are failing. The Lord told me, warn the nations that you are failing in the test that Satan is bringing to you through his proposals. And they speak ill of Adam and Eve, but you are also eating of their fruit, of their sins, and choosing them, living in a way that does not please me. So, free will is so that there will not be a middle ground. No one will chooses to be neutral. That is why people are been born on earth to make a choice between life and death, light and darkness. Angels who wanted to be neutral are being born on earth. They will have to prove their bravery. They must prove to everyone that they are worthy of returning to heaven. Human and angels are being born on earth for the sole purpose of making a choice between light and darkness. Humans and angels have to prove their loyalty and allegiance. They must show that they really want to return to the world of light or not. You are here to choose, for angels that chose and refused Lucifer stayed on my side. Those who stayed on Lucifer's side are with him. Brother, we are fighting a cosmic war. The biggest cosmic war that we are fighting is the war of choosing God over all things. It's God's war to see who wants him and who does not want him. For the Lord said to me, I don't accept anyone who doesn't want me. I like to be wanted. I like to be sought after. I like to be loved. I don't like to force a relationship with anyone. Whoever wants me needs to prove that they want me. Whoever loves me needs to prove that they love me. Church, you are on earth to prove if you love me, to prove that you want me, to prove that I am the first and the priority. So, all of Satan's tricks that I allowed, is for you to show the value you give me. And if you my people fall for so little, you stray and fail the test I put before you, it's because you don't want me. You don't love me, for whoever wants me is capable of doing everything, if possible losing everything to gain me. So, when I created the garden, and placed Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, I sought in them obedience, worship, and sanctification. The first test was the test of worship. They worshipped me and passed the test. Their second test was sanctification, which until then was going well. And the third test was the test of obedience, where they failed and fell into decline, because they did not pass the test of obedience. The Lord warned and reminded me, my son Flavia, you my church and humanity are facing the same test that your ancestors Adam and Eve experienced. My son, I did not send you to earth for you to play, to have fun, to relax or rest, to enjoy yourself. You have come to earth to be tested, just like angelic that are being born here. Understand that everything else is a distraction for you to fail in this test of decision, to stand firm, to choose me. And whoever does not choose me will have the same end as Satan. Whoever fail the test and fail to demonstrate that I am the first and the priority in their life, they will end up like Lucifer. You must choose which side you want. No one will say to me, no, Lord, I didn't know. You have the choice. Which side do you want to be on? The side of Jesus Christ of Nazareth or the side of Lucifer?